Okay, this is my part 2 of Crooked Productions. Just kidding. I do apologize for the camera being diagonal or sideways. But I'm driving. I don't have a fancy holder, and I've kind of got it wedged up here on my dash and hoping it'll stay. This is part 2. Heading to the Natural Museum of History. And I told you, if you saw the last video, I told you that I had some what I thought were feet that I was going to show you. So I had to get in the back and dig those out. But I actually made a video about this one. Some of you may have seen it. It's on YouTube. When I was trying to get this one cleaned up, which I did get it cleaned up pretty good. It's just gray stone because, well, it's a dinosaur part turned to stone. Bone, yes, I believe there is bone. I believe this right here is a bone. You can see there how it's kind of that one little piece there is kind of roundish looking and indented a little bit on the end like a bone would be. Okay, this little bottom piece I think is an entire piece of bone or something like it, maybe cartilage. I don't know if you can see the separation here. There's a little line there that separates the two. It's a really thin bottom piece that when this was wet, when I was cleaning it, the whole thing would move just a little bit. It would slide around, and then I could feel what felt like bones inside of here shifting around and moving as I was cleaning it. So I definitely think there's bone in there, and I definitely think this is a foot. Okay, I don't know many rocks, even if they're made out of limestone. I don't know many rocks that have a bottom plate and a piece of bone sticking out the end. And well, this maybe I would believe it if it happened once, but we have hundreds of these on the property. Limestone doesn't make this identical rock, which happens to look like a foot, hundreds of times. Limestone, Mother Nature, whatever, not going to do it that many times, okay? But again, nobody wants to come look, and I'm not hauling hundreds of these, and I'm damn sure not cleaning hundreds of them because that takes forever. To clean these things is rigorous. I'm telling you. I don't know, but I've been trying to be careful with them. So all I've done is brush them basically with a toothbrush or some other brush. That's all I've done to clean them, and maybe throw some water on them, which sometimes makes it worse. But they're hard to clean. It takes forever. Show you. So that's the smallest, well, I wouldn't say that's the smallest foot I have. That's a foot, okay? Here is a foot that I have not cleaned at all, okay? It's just been sitting outside in the weather at my house. It's just been sitting on my porch like it's nothing. Yeah, just a dinosaur foot on the porch. It's no big deal. Here might have been where it was attached. I think this is bone. You can see that. Okay. But yeah, this is limestone. I agree with anybody who would say that this is limestone. You are looking at limestone, but we need to figure out what's underneath it. Okay. I don't know how you do that. I don't know how to do that. I don't know how you're going to do it, but you're supposed to know how to do it. That's why we bring these things to you.
In half a mile, use the right lane to exit right to State Route 57 east toward Fieldale. Then continue straight.
My navigation is talking. This, I think, might be okay for all of you that want bone so bad. I think this is a bone, but to me, this actually is something that looks like a hunk of limestone. This broke on me when I was very gently putting it in my car. It was in the water when I found it. So it did look like that.
Exit right to State Route 57 east toward Fieldale.
It broke
Then use the
apart.
right lane to continue on State Route 57 East.
And when it did, this was bright red. I'm not even joking. I thought I was going to throw up. It was bright, bright red, like blood. But it very quickly became the color that you see now. Okay? That's a bone. I think. I could be wrong. But it kind of looks like one to me.
Use the right lane to continue on State Route 57 East.
Okay, let's see here. I thought I've got a really big foot somewhere. Bigfoot, haha. No pun intended there.
Continue straight for 9 minutes to West Church Street.
Oh, it's still in the box. I'll show you the other stuff first here. Well, I think I pretty much covered all the things I was going to show you that time around. Basically just wanted you to see the feet. So let me see if I can get this last one out of the box. Don't do this while you're driving, kids. This one I have been cleaning up a little bit. It's still got a long ways to go because it's covered in what? Limestone. Yes, that's correct. But we're starting to get a little breakthrough here. You can see a little black color here coming through. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm just going to let you form your own opinions of this as I let you get a good look at it. Sometimes on camera it's really cool. I see things like this on camera that I've filmed or even sometimes photographs, and I get a whole new perspective. It looks different to me, so you know, we all see something different, I guess. I think there's some missing toes or whatever you call them on a dinosaur. This looks to me like something broke off, but maybe not. Again, I'm not an expert. I don't know. That's why I'm begging somebody to help me identify these things and tell me if it's supposed to have 5 toes or 3 toes. I don't know. I do think it's toes, though, for sure. This looks to me like a really long nail, sort of a claw type nail here. Again, looks like something might have been broken off here. I'm not sure. Oh, there's some good light coming in here that you can see now. And then here's the back of it. I guess it's the back of it where it would have been attached. I should brush that some more so we can see the bone there. But the bone is right here. Sort of a square bone here. Let me see if I can. I have a brush in here somewhere. Well, anyway, I'm not gonna keep doing this while I'm driving. This is crazy, but yeah. So that's the foot, the biggest one that I have. There are bigger ones, but this is the one I happen to have with me. That I'm gonna give the museum. This one, I don't mind. I've got plenty of them, so I'm gonna give them this one. I'm gonna give them most all of these things that you've seen, except the baby head. That stays with me. Probably the one of the teeth will stay with me. I'm not gonna give them all of those, they're gonna get all of the feet though. And in this thing here, they cannot keep. This. I don't know what this is. This is something else I am going to give them. I don't know if this is a piece of bone or a foot. It has not been cleaned at all. I have not touched it. But the interesting thing is, oh wait a minute, this is a piece of bone. I'm sorry, I'm going crazy. Well, some think I already am, but this is just the small piece of bone that broke off the one I just showed you. So that's that. Let's see here. What is this one? Oh, that's the other piece of bone. Okay. This is sure that they are not going to get to keep. This is the very first thing I found that started this whole mess. Well, I wouldn't call it a mess, but it sure has been an adventure, and it's very frustrating when you have no one who will listen to you. I've even showed this to people in person before, plenty of a few family and friends, and they're just like, no, that doesn't look like an animal head. It doesn't really look like anything that any animals we have. Well, of course it doesn't look like any animals we have, because this thing is probably 1,000,000 years old. I don't expect anyone to tell me that they know exactly what this is and that they've seen it before, because I'm pretty sure they have not. When I first found it, I did think it was a cow head that had surfaced from a buried cow. And then as it weathered and it lost some of the sediment and started to take more shape, I realized this is not a cow head. Okay, and I don't know if it's very heavy, so I don't know if you can see that enough to know that it's a head of an animal, but most people could not, even the fossil forum experts and various people that I sent this to in the beginning, didn't want to see it, didn't want to hear it, didn't want to talk about it. They said it was limestone. They are correct. It has a shit ton of limestone on it that I've been scraping and brushing and scraping and brushing and scraping and brushing, and it's still there. But some of it has come off, and I think enough of it to tell what it is, as far as like it actually being an animal head. Here's the underside of it. You can see bones. You do not have to be a paleontologist, archaeologist, or rocket scientist, or even a veterinarian to see that this has bone in it, which is what everybody wants. But then when you show it to them, lo and behold, it's still just a pile of limestone, because they don't want to see it. They don't want to talk about it. They're not the one that found it. It didn't come off their property. They are not interested in it at all. Maybe somebody is. So, if there's a student out there, somebody trying to learn, somebody who wants this to be their first, whatever this is, to be studied in Virginia, be my guest. You can't have it, but you can study it. This one I'm keeping. I'm going to try to get it a little closer so maybe you can see some bone here. Right there. That ridge. That's bone. Okay? Alright. That's all I have for you right now.
In 1,000 feet, turn right on West Church Street.
I should be coming up on the museum any minute. I'll let you know how it went.